JDs and Lemon, welcome to race number 3 on the ASSCA schedule, and you don't even need to know. You don't even need me to say it to know where we are. We've been here twice in our televised time here. We're at the good old Gauntlet, but this time a lot's different compared to the preseason showdown last season and the color war last season. The package is way different. These cars have the Extreme Super Suck package on them again. We've only used that once, and it was at Pigs Creek, but they've done a lot of improvements on it. The fuel tanks are twice as big, so there's not going to be a lot of, necessary pit stops because this track does burn a lot of fuel. There's a lot of different cars in the field. Hubba Bubba Wallace is still in the 11. There's no injuries from Auto Club, but here is the 75. This is Aaron Pressure, looking to have a good run here. Newcomer in the 31. This is Surfer Jahan Magazine. He told me, and I quote, "Put me on the fastest track you've got." And this is, I think, as fast as we'll go with this new package. The setups are completely different than anything else we'll see in the season. So expect the qualifying results to be crazy in terms of that. Denise Fat, Brett Perez, a couple people as well, joining in the fun, if you will. There's Hubba Bubba Wallace right there. And of course, it wouldn't be an ASSCA race at this point without having the sickly dying man. And I'm gonna say it, I am nervous as hell for this one. As the team owner here, we do have a plan if this goes wrong, but we're hoping it doesn't. The car head Blackjack back from injury, as well as Leland Funnyman, wherever he may be on the racetrack. I've probably passed him, but yeah, he's back on the racetrack. I'm excited. We don't have a sponsor for the starting grid as usual, and there's no injury report, so we're gonna have to be on pole. The 16 of Dog Barks. Let me tell you, that's good. That's good news for the Dog Barks fans. He's got a little bit of a fan base going on. The sickly dying man starts second. I am so nervous for this one. I am actually shaking in my boots at this one here. Gonna be interesting. Gonna be very interesting. Yeah. Amber and her teammates just behind in the next row, but Bop racing up here again. Then you've got the 23 Mr. Sweaty Beast, the preseason showdown winner, Simikan Standardbits, who has kind of informed me on how this race is most likely going to play out over the 40 laps, which I did say before the first yellow happened this time. And then you've got Stacy, the points leader, by quite a bit, but it doesn't really matter because she's already in the playoffs. She just has to make it there. Brett Perez in the 67, making his season debut here today. Chug a beer. I asked him if he wins, will he change that god-awful paint scheme, and he said yes. So we're all hoping, all of us, we are all hoping Chug a Beer can get to victory lane at some point in the very near future. CyberZed, last week's winner with Lawful Allen, who is now pursuing a full-time campaign after some good races going in the last 2 weeks. Then you've got the 44 of Aero 404 Driver Not Found. I'm expecting big things. I haven't seen big things yet, I must admit. He was probably the one driver at Nephew Motorsports that let everybody down in terms of performance. And next to him, Nick Sanchez, he's here. He's doing all right in the point standings. I'm excited to see what he can do later in the season. This is definitely a wild card, so we'll find out about that. Denise Fat making her season debut here alongside a brand new, making their first ever start, Surfer Jahan Magazine told me fastest track. So this is the fastest track. Monza's close. Pigs Creek's also close. But Gauntlet is going to be the fastest track we go to all season long. Going up to 280 on the new package with the Super Suck going. The 75 of Aaron Pressure and the 28 of Aiden Claude make the row behind. They're here. Not a lot to say about them. They're just here. The 11, he's also here, and the 7. Not a lot to say about these two either, but the 7 needs to get stuff going, or it's over. The season will be over week 3 if he doesn't do anything If he just gets a position better than the last 2 weeks, yeah. Buster Guts in the 17. I'm afraid you might be in a gang in the 70. I'm getting behind the hype train here for the 70 car. The 78 of aggressive and the 19 of Mr. Left Sides. The 19 needs to do better, man. He needs to do better. The 20 looks very similar to the 77 now that I look at it from this angle. Rest in peace to the spotters for this gigantic track. And then you have the 25 Dr. Shrimp Puerto Rico. All the Star Motorsports cars are around each other here for this one. Chippy Ahoy in the 41. Won last year. Looking to win this year. Will he do that? I don't know. And then you've got the 22. Good old Masturbation. One of the greatest to ever do it in this series and not win yet. That first win's coming, let me tell you, and we are all having a party when it happens. The 65 Pete Nut Butter. He's good. He's doing good. Didn't do that great at Auto Club, but he did great at Daytona, so that's all you need to know. The 8 of Dale Bernhardt Jr.'s here. He said that this is probably going to be a disaster for the Bernhardt Enterprises cars. A lot of money. A lot of money. A lot of damages coming in this race. 2 Nephew Motorsports cars. The 45 Ross Chastain. The 40 of Cuppa Joe. Cuppa Joe is making his first start of the year in his brand new 40. The 74, Justin Tallgeier, nervous about this race, hoping he doesn't end up on his roof or hit with the roof or do anything with the roof because he doesn't want to shrink below 8 feet tall. He measured in at 8'2". Doesn't want to get below 8 feet or else he says that his aura points are gone. The 18, she's here. She's doing great in the points. She's just kind of been here. Not a lot to say. She will win this season. Mark my words on that one. Gert is in the 55. Stupidest choice. I don't know what Mike was thinking putting this driver in this car, but whatever. The 62, by the way, is not in this race. The drivers of that car have made the decision to do 1 race per driver. So 5 races they'll be in. They've already done 2, so we won't see them this week, unfortunately. The 68 there, beside the 55. The 2, he's 15th in points. He's doing great. He's 3 points back of the cut line right now. And then you've got the defending champ, Melanoma. I don't think this team is that great. PM Racing might be wasting the potential that Melanoma has been bringing to the field. The 77 to Forma, I just said he looked like the 20 back there, and he kind of does from this angle. I don't know why I'm fixated on that, but yeah. And the 21 of Blue Collared Austin Hillbilly, who also said the same thing Bernhardt Jr. told me earlier in the day. It's going to be rough. It's going to be sad to watch at some points. He expects big wrecks. Leland Funnyman is back. Black Jack is also back. The 2 people returning from injuries from Daytona are here. They need to start making some advancements in the points, and they're hoping to do that this week. And then a teammate to Blackjack, the Demon of Oil, doing really well in points right now. And then rounding out the field, Aunt Tim in the 9. Please get a sponsor, for God's sake. Now, without further ado, because I keep screwing up the camera, let's send it down to Mason Payson or Jason or whoever's in that car, because there's 2 people in it, for the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Alright, so that was neither of them. Hopefully security knew that one. But regardless, I don't know. Cars are rolling. Dog Barks is the driver on pole for this one. And in his honor, because there's a Coca-Cola on the side of that car, I'm going to crack open a Coca-Cola right now. And you're going to hear the fizz, and you're going to love it. It wasn't that loud, actually. We are all eating Cordy on the Bob tonight. To celebrate what's going to be a great race and a chaotic race. The sickly dying man's in second. Oh dear God, save him please. Dog Barks leads them to green. We're green. Oh boy. Boogity, boogity. Already some great runs generating. I'm going to do a speed tracker in a brief momento. Memento Mori reference? Oh, I hear devastation. Oh, Lord. Lap number 1, son. What are we doing? That doesn't matter, because there's a giant field here. Headed into the biggest corner, or the biggest straightaway with a corner, on the track, and they're going 5 wide. Next Sanchez sends it 5 wide. Oh, Aiden Klott's even lower. Aiden Klott was thinking about it. No! Denise Fat's coming down the track. Simmy can't stand your bits. This is a bad spot. Oh my God. They all avoided. Everyone avoided. The 55 of Gert's already done. Shocker there. That looked to be a very early incident, but wow, that was very close. Yikes. Next Sanchez is your race leader. Surfer Jahan Magazine is second. We have a yellow. Taking a look at the 5 of Blackjack, who told me before the race, all I do is win, win, win no matter what. I think that's a song lyric that he likes to hear, but he gets propped upside down a little bit by Aunt Tim, but that's really all that happens in this accident, so not a lot going on there. Now let's, while we're at it, look at the 32 of Denise Fat, because for some unholy reason, we were 6 wide going into, I want to say turn 5? Maybe? Aiden Klott sends it. Like, I don't know what we're doing. Then there's some contact there, and oh, some squatching. The 32 gets smoked by Gert. Shit. Already a disastrous accident, and we're not even a lap into the race yet. Gert is done. Denise Fat's probably not competitive anymore. And the preseason showdown winner last season is damaged. Let's take a look at this talentless little twink of Gert. Stupidest decision Mike has ever made, putting this guy in this car. There's a wreck happening, and he doesn't slow down. Yeah. Yeah. It could have been huge for Denise Fat. Right, that could have been driver's side. That would have probably ended her life. Not what you want to see to start this race off. Let's go back green from Gauntlet. Welcome back to Gauntlet. Ignore the blue line on the ticker. The intern screwed up a little bit. We'll fix that under the next yellow because I know there will be a yellow again. I am no stranger to this game, as they told me once. The blue line looks to be fading, or I'm crazy. One of the two. Both are very possible when you're watching a very sickly, dying man try to make his way here in a deadly, deadly sport with the most fatalities in history of TOECAR. Now, we're green again. Next Sanchez leads lap number 6 as well. Please, for God's sake, do not wreck coming off of turn 1. And they did not. Woohoo! It's party! Woo! Bring your own pee. BYOP, bro. Bring your own pee, because it will not be provided at the function tonight. Same thing with the bring your own poop if SpongeBob ever wins again at the function, because it will not be supplied to everybody. But I'm a little nervous seeing this group right now because there's a lot of likable guys up here. A lot of likable drivers, like an insane amount of likable drivers, if you will. And it's not looking good, Masturbation. Dear God, don't turn down. Oh, but next Sanchez! Oh, no, and he's back up the racetrack! Not a good sight for next Sanchez! Oh, my God, I just heard devastation. I just heard... Oh. Caution's out at Gauntlet. Taking a look at next Sanchez, who comes up the track. He gets propped by Mr. Left Sides. He goes up the racetrack, barrel rolling into the catch fence and shit. And blue-collared Austin Hillbilly, who weighs a lot, smoked him. Oh, no. Right on board with blue-collared Austin Hillbilly. The wreck is actually starting now, so ample time to lift. Cars going up the racetrack, hitting the wall and shit. And there's next Sanchez. Not as big of a hit as I expected to see, but neither of them drive away. Not a great sight whatsoever. Taking a look at Mr. Left Sides, who is unfortunately the catalyst of this gigantic accident because he's the one that props the 07 up and over. I don't think he gets smoked. He doesn't, thank God, because we don't need that twice. We're going to definitely look at this a couple more times before we go back green, though. This is not good. Using, I believe, the same camera angle, the intern just told me, hit play, you stupid bitch. So that's what I did. He's going to definitely get something after that for that, but this is the same angle. Someone just, like, kill the intern for me. Here we're going to see the viewpoint, though, of blue-collared Austin Hillbilly. He smoked the front of the car, actually. Not even in the side. He smoked the front of the car. I thought he hit the side, but he smoked the front end of the 07. Not good. We're going to look at it one more time. Taking a look at this guy again. I'm surprised he doesn't drive for 23XXL, but he doesn't, as I take a swig of Coke. Massive hit. You know what else is massive? Lord! Pit stops. Because we're fun. Ignore that they're all red. The teams like it that way, for some reason. Maybe they're crazy. Also, congrats to Star Motorsports with their first top 5 in TOECAR with Generic Jones at Texas last week. Huge for them. As you can see there's 2 drivers right there, Masturbation and the 70. If I'm afraid you might be in a gang, Masturbation will come off pit road, still with the race lead, as the yellow is out for a devastation. And then, he was like begging to me like on all fours and stuff. Oh, we're back. Welcome back to Gauntlet, where Masturbation is leading with I'm afraid you might be in a gang, his teammate next to him. We apologize for the blue line. We can't fix it, dude. The interns are too dumb. I'm too busy. Denise Fat and Gert and Cup of Joe, I believe, are the 3 cars out. Of course, also with the 07 and 21. I think that was probably a given. But just in case you wanted to know, they're out. Oh my God. Ew. Ew, get away. Get away. Ew. We've got an issue at the booth, but Masturbation is the race leader with his 5th lap on the day. What is this creature? That's the helicopter cam. Surfer Jahan Magazine is looking at a top 5. He's looking at top 3. He's looking for the lead. I'm proud. I am absolutely proud. We're looking at 22 still. Let's get away from that. The field is a little spread out, but you know what? At this point, we'll take it. Cyber Zed to the race lead. He won last week, and he's hoping to do that again after what was probably a robbery, I'd say, last season with the run he had and then how the playoffs unfolded and stuff. I think that, you know, it's unfair to really judge his season based on what happened in the playoffs. I think if you go off of the regular season alone, he was the best driver of the campaign, as the one leads at lap number 12 on the day. The sickly dying man is in the middle of this group, and I am not excited to see how that unfolds. But right now, Aiden Clot is at the front of the field. Justin Tallgeier second. Mr. Sweaty Beast is up to third. The ticker doesn't update quick enough, so you're going to have to just kind of go with me on this one. They are 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 with this group, and this is going to be bad. Aiden, don't turn down, buddy. I'm helping you here. Who would have expected the words green flag racing for more than a lap and Gauntlet in the same sentence? We're doing that. At the line, though, Justin Tallgeier doesn't get it. Aiden Clot got it. We might be looking at some peak cinema here for the second straight week. Lawful Allen going for the lead. The Super Suck package is somewhat working. They said that it's going to be somewhat like an IndyCar type of draft effect in terms of there's going to be some separation. The runs will be huge when they come. It's going to be pretty hard to block. Lawful Allen moved over to a full-time campaign now due to how good he was in Daytona, and then of course you had Auto Club. It wasn't as good, but they're going to be in the running. They are 5 wide into this corner, though. That's going to go well, for sure. And it does. It went perfect. Because we are delivering peak cinema straight to your vision, blessing your retinas with an incredible race as Dr. Shrimp Puerto Rico is going to lead at the line. You can thank us later. The sickly dying man is in a disaster area. Let me just say, I am not excited at all to see how this one goes. Just because of that one alone, you know, the separation's starting to become a thing here. We've got obviously cars with damage, so expect that. But yeah. Here comes the 1. The 78 of aggressive Chug a Beer is going to go 4 wide. It's getting scarce with air and pressure. Oh, wow. Chug a Beer is going to go to the lead here. Aggressive's going to take it. Cyber Zed actually is looking to lead lap number 2 on the day. It's not going to happen, though. Aggressive's going to take that spot. And we update you on the laps led because of the points. If you lead a lap, you get a point. If you lead the most, you get another point. Right now, unfortunately, Nick Sanchez is the one that's going to be the beneficiary of that. But I'm not exactly sure if that's going to happen anymore. Melanoma, man, get this guy off this team. I'm telling you right now, PM Racing is not cut out for this shit at all. Already numerous laps down, damaged as hell. Oh no, we're gonna need a Lurkus yellow, aren't we? Oh, we're gonna need a Lurkus yellow, or we're gonna have a disaster back. There's the disaster I was just speaking of. The sickly dying man's in it. Oh, he's going again. The field's coming. The field. Oh my! Everyone's stopping. They're so devastated. Are they racing back? What's going on? Mr. Sweaty Beast, I believe, has taken the lead. He has, as the yellow comes out on lap 16. Oh no. We're injury maxing this week. we're going to be looking at some replays again. Dadgum. Well, we said this was going to happen. Unfortunately, we're looking at last week's winner. It kind of starts with Lawful Allen. And then you're going to see he barely made it through, and then just a little tag from the 33, and then here comes the onrushing field with the 44, of course. This guy hasn't really done a whole lot in his time here. The one does not drive away, though. I'm not excited to see what's going on down there at the Team CyberZ camp, but let's take a look at some other incidents in this incident. Let's take a look at Masturbation. I know he's in this wreck. He's going to utilize the Super Suck here as well with the group kind of shitting the bed here. And then we're going to see the move up from Lawful Allen coming into the corner here. There you see, moves up and it just tags the 25. They go up into the wall. That's what I initially thought was going to be the disastrous part of this accident. Luckily, as they come down the track, there's nobody left. I spoke too soon. Oh no, we've got a lot to look at, man. A lot to look at. With the exact same angle because we're cheap. We're going to look at the 18 because a lot of shit goes down here with this car. I'm fearing the worst here. And I'm about to fear correctly. Oh no! Oh my god, she's still driving that car. Now remember, she did have this exact type of incident, type of hit at Daytona, so maybe she's, you know, a bit immune to it, but damn. Not a good start for the 18 to this race, because there's still a bit to go. Yikes. Taking a look at Chug a Beer, because I want to know how this wreck starts. There's like literally like 4 different crashes happen at once here. That's just so hard to keep track. You see the sickly dying man, the 24 is in it. He's going to get smoked here, I believe. Oh no, he's good. Oh, he gets hit by Chippy Ahoy, but, you know, that's expected with him. Well, there's a lot of incidents going on. We're going to have to look at it even more. I'm getting nervous watching this guy every week. The sickly dying man, he has a hit into the wall, and that's pretty much it, because he ends up straightening it out and driving away from this accident. A lot of cars, actually, from this accident do end up driving away, so that's good to see. But there's still a couple that we should look at here, as you see the disaster that happened back there. Oh, man. Taking a look at Surfer Jahan Magazine. It could have been worse. You know what? Comes down the track. Luckily, everyone's smoked these 2 cars as they go by. A little hit there from Small, Medium, Fat, but let's take 2 more looks at this crash and then go back green. Extended cleanup, most likely. What the hell's going on with this car? Dear Lord. Let's ride on board with 2 cars, and it's the 2 cars that end up plowing into these accidents so far back already. What are we doing? Coming down the track, and here's CyberZ. And Lawful Allen, for that matter. No, go to the corner. Go to the. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Leading the second group that ends up plowing into this crash is Cup of Joe, so 2 Nephew Motorsports cars. And here comes the 18. Oh. Yikes. Wow. Well, let's go back green from Gauntlet. Welcome back to Gauntlet, where we have had another beast of an accident. Yeah. I think Melanoma out of the race now, thankfully. So we might not have any more of those accidents. We did have separation. We had 2 groups going on. I think there was a slower car or a damaged car kind of in the middle of a restart. So maybe there was some separation for that. I expect this group to maybe be a bit more competitive here, as really the damaged cars... Oh no, he's still on the racetrack. Oh god. All the damaged cars are towards the back now, so I think we should be good to go. We're going to halfway. Coming to lap number 20 on the day. The 23 of Mr. Sweaty Beast, who missed Daytona, had a somewhat good run in Auto Club, is going to lead lap number 5 on the day at the line to take us back green. I'm going to take a swig of cola. If they wreck, I'm sorry. I saw an incident back there, but it didn't happen. It involved the 65 who got pushed very, very awkwardly. Half the field is separated, man. What's going on? Yo. Bro. Brogert. You know what, though? There's still 28 cars on the lead lap. There's a lot that can go on here in this next 20. As Mr. Sweaty Beast looks to kind of just coast along and lead lap number 6 on the day. And it could definitely happen here, but here comes Buster Guts. Seeing the disastrous accidents continuously play out, reminding him of his part-time in TOECAR last season, for lap 21 there. That should tie Mr. Sweaty Beast for most laps led today. There's still some separation here. I find it very interesting. But, you know, there's a lot of cars that are able to still keep up, right? I think that when we start seeing the side-by-side like we're seeing here, this is where it's going to be different, as the 17 was able to beat the 23 at the line. So he will now take over the lead. As the 17 leads at the line again for lap number 2. Here comes yeah. You know what I mean. The 17 and the 7D going at it right now. I'm afraid you might be in a gang. Hoping to get something going. Stacy is up here again, dude. This girl does not go down. Let me tell you. 3 wide, though, behind. I do fear we did eliminate quite a good amount of competitive nice cars. But the 70 out front, you love to see that. The 75 pushing the 17. Very eagerly looking to get back out front. Coming to lead to lap number 23. Is the 70. He's doing well in the points, I must add, so this is going to be good for him. Start building something. Get something going. Lurkus did tell me lap 30 is the caution caution threshold. So if we are to get to lap 30 and nothing happens, the yellow's coming back out due to Lurkus. So that's unfortunate, but you know what? Sometimes you just need a little Lurkus in your life. The 17 trying to take second. He's not going to get there. 4 wide behind that. Ooh. Ooh. And the 70 stays out front. You can see there's cars trying to get back to the lead group. So clearly the restart, I think, again, was kind of skewed with some damaged cars still making it back to the line in time. before some competitive cars were able to get back there from maybe spinning. The 17 takes the race lead back, though. Here comes the 70, though. Pretty quick to it. NGL, TBH. My God. No, no. Go. Closet. Right now. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear you. You know what? You know what? You know what? I've had it. I've had it. Up to here. Go. Aiden Klott takes the race lead for lap number 2 for him. Led on the day. Man, we are getting spread out. Hopefully Lurkus can save us here. But see, some of these competitive cars are coming back up through the field. And one of them is the 11 of Hubba Bubba Wallace, who's been able to drive up all the way to 4th, looking for 3rd. And actually, he's going to have a run here for the lead. The lead group has definitely thinned out here. Very interesting how that's happened. Is there a threat of a lap car, though? That's the real question. I'm not... Oh, no. Lawful Allen again. Lawful Allen is the first threat of a lapped car. I'm not sure where he even is on the racetrack, if I'm going to be honest. He's past the front stretch. That's what I know. Mr. Sweaty Beast is going to come back and lead another lap. What a goat. Speaking of goat, Hubba Bubba Wallace is going for the race lead after being like 2 seconds back at the start of this stint of this run. He didn't get there, unfortunate, but he's looking. He's trying. Trying to get that 11 for Puddlequack Racing to the race win. Corey Crime will be back next week, or next race. He's almost certainly in a must-win already. Big moment there from Aaron Pressure, goodness me. Nice little competitive gaggle of cars here. As the 23 will come back and lead another lap, this will finally put him to the most laps led on the day. 4 wide. 4 second. Oh dear God, they're getting close. Oh no. I think Lurkus is trying to think, you know, if they get by this lap car like nicely, I think he's going to throw that yellow that I was mentioning. Very likely. The 23 getting pretty far out here. You know, the Super Suck package, we said it's going to work really well, but if it doesn't work, if you're too far back, it's just not going to do anything. And I believe that is the current status we're at right now. I know they're close to this 33 car. Like, I just heard him go by. There he is, and then there's the lead group. It's getting close. The 23 is going to continuously lead. But it's getting close. They're getting scarcely close to Lawful Allen. Oh no, they're going to catch him in a corner. Oh no. They're going to try and go around him nice. And they did. Wow. Lurkus just texted me a bunch of swear words. He's mad as hell. He wants some exciting, crazy racing to the end. And it sounds like he's going to try and make sure that's the case. Lurkus has thrown his yellow flag. And there it is, actually. So I'm not sure if it's kicked in yet or not. They are slowing down. Aggressive is the race leader. Lurkus has struck. There's nothing to look at. So let's go back green. Steady calling my fun. Anyway, we're back. The whole field is bunched back up because of Lurkus. Are we excited or what? We're going to get an entertaining finish here to the end. I think everybody's, now that they're going to be back in a group, I think we're in for a treat here. It'll be about, I believe, roughly 7-8 to go at the line. I'm not a math person. I'm taking another swig of cola, so if something happens, my apologies. Corny and the Bob. The outside stacks up a little bit, but regardless, the whole field's here. The 78 led at the line, which I think we expected. The sickly dying man he held back, and here he comes. Knowing what's on the line, he's making a move for it. You know what? I like this strategy he's been doing. Lay back, let the wrecks happen, let the hellacious crashes happen as well, and then just kind of be there for it. Towards the end, Mr. Sweaty Beast, though, I think he's going to be almost impossible to beat. He's just good, man. He's really good right now. Maybe all that extra weight he's got is helping him out. You never really know anymore. Pretty spread out towards the back, but you've got damaged cars and such. There is still a lot to happen here. As aggressive leads, I thought I just heard a wreck, but nothing's happened yet. Aggressive out front. They're side by side, really close there with teammates. The Star Motorsports cars. Five wide for second place. Here comes Aiden Clot. Huge run from the bottom lane. It won't get him to the lead, but it'll get him close. 8th lap led on the day, I believe, for the 78 car. I'm afraid you might be in a gang now. Takes second place away. Aaron Pressure is in the mix, let me tell you. Wouldn't that be quite the story? Two by two, all the way through the field. And by the field, I mean the lead group. And the lead group, I mean like the top 10. But still, looking good right now. A lot of hockey left. Here comes the 78. To come lead another lap. He now ties himself with Mr. Sweaty Beast for laps led. So something to look at there. Here comes Hubba Bubba Wallace. Big move there he was looking for. Here comes I'm Afraid You Might Be in a Gang. He's going to make a bold move. That'll be the outside lane, though. It's not really going to work. Buster Guts, where's he going? They're going to lose a lot of ground. Buster Guts especially going to lose a lot of ground there with that one. Yikes. The 78, though, still leads. Aiden Clot now looks for second. We might get the whole way here under green. 3 wide for the lead. Air and pressure making the move, but aggressive is going to lead lap number 10 on this race. Oh, that was close. I'm afraid you might be in a gang is back in the mix. He's looking to the inside of Aiden Claude as Aiden Claude looks to the inside of aggressive. Aiden Claude's going to get there. 3 wide for the lead here. Air and pressure in the mix. Steady calling my phone. The 75 leads on the bottom, but there's no help with him. This group is tightened up. Stacy's in the mix. She could probably steal another one here. She's been the most consistent this season, I will say it right now, with no shame. These cars are just way faster right now than the rest of the field. They're working together a little bit better than most of them are. Let me tell you, though, there's a lot of people in contention for this one. Air and pressure. In second place, with Mr. Sweaty Beast, who looks to the bottom. And he's going to take the bottom lane away. Coming to 2 to go. And the 70 is going to get it at the line. Oh no, the 23 back to the race lead. That's not what these guys want to see. Easily the best car today. Like, it's not even close. Like, you don't even have to be, you know, knowledgeable in this series to know that the 23 has been the best car today. The 78 kind of got lucky with some cautions to lead as many laps as he has. They're coming to the white. They are coming to the white flag. Huge opportunities are awaiting, and the yellow's out. God damn. You're kidding me. Larkus, you evil bitch! At the line, Buster Guts, I believe, gets it. Oh, we're headed to overtime. It's not the final lap. Ignore that. That's wrong. Welcome back. As we had an extended yellow, a good portion of the front-running cars had to come to pit road. Their pit strategy was differing, and it has cycled the 11 of Hubba Bubba Wallace to the race lead. With the extended yellow, the 17 still didn't lead as many laps as the 78 has yet. So, just for some update there, if you want that. Lurkus, you evil bitch, you have ruined this shit. But we don't know that yet, actually, because there is still great potential here for some greatness to unfold as we see the rest of the lead lap cars come to the field here. And see, with these faster cars trying to get by all these guys that strategized, stayed out, there's a lot to think about with that. We could see something go down. This race just got crazy. Pete Nutbutter is on the front row with Hubba Bubba Wallace. And they, terrible camera angle, lead them to green for overtime. The outside stacks up a bit. Here comes Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin. Aunt Tim side by side. They're just hoping to generate a run here. It's really just going to take one run, in my opinion, to get past and try and hold it. You see they're battling hard, though, back there. For second, the 11 starting to pull away a bit. Well, wouldn't this be the almighty what the hell? These front cars that pitted are flying through the field, and they're pitting! Oh no! Oh no! Why are we pitting? We just pitted! And the yellow is out again. Some of these guys tried to stay out, and the fuel just wasn't going to happen. And the 11 of Hubba Bubba Wallace still leads, but we now have to, unfortunately, look at an accident and go back to another overtime here at Gauntlet. Taking a look here at the 68 of Ricky Tiki Bobby Wobbin, the first car of all these guys that just risked it, tried to stay out and get a good result, but then car started to sputter. They needed to go because they knew they weren't going to make it. Didn't want to bring a yellow out, but weren't able to make it in time. Blackjack hits the wall pretty hard. The good thing is there's nobody to smoke these guys. But still, not what you want to see. But those guys are going to have fresh tires and fuel to get this one going for another overtime. So that's going to be exciting to see. Let's go back green from Gauntlet. Welcome back to Gauntlet, where some of those cars did a splash and go. Terrible strategy for them. We're going for another overtime, and this is Buster Guts out front. Blackjack, who was just in that accident earlier, is out front. You can see some of these front runners that thought they could do it on the splash and go. The 17 team did not do a splash and go. They filled the car. They knew it would be a little bit of a disadvantage, but they figured this type of thing would happen. And here we are. We've gone over 50 laps. We're having another Avis type of situation, unfortunately. But the good news here is that these guys are joining back up into the field. There's a chance they can make a run to it. Obviously, none of these guys were planning for, something like this to happen. Hubba Bubba Wallace is still in very good shot to win this race. So, in reality, right, even though most of those cars did a splash and go, the 11 obviously needed to pit because he was pretty much out of gas coming to the white. But obviously they didn't take the white. The field has shrunk massively due to accidents and such. And we're green once again as the 17 leads. The outside lane is just straight death and awful. And now the race is on. The Demon of Oil looking for second. But Empty Pockets is there. Man, we're gonna just have to execute Lurkus. Honestly. Let's do it. Who's stopping us? Hubba Bubba Wallace is already up to third, and he is going to take second with no drafting needed. No. Why are we pitting again? No! They said it was full! Dear Lord. This is going to change everything. Who has enough fuel? We're hearing the 17. They thought they had the gas can full. Hubba Bubba Wallace they didn't calculate it enough or something. I'm afraid You Might Be in a Gang has taken the white flag. Oh shit, we got a yellow. Oh god, man, we got another yellow. what happened this time. Who's damaged? Okay, we're going to have to look at what happened, but another yellow means another overtime. Here from Gauntlet. The 20 out front. Oh boy. Well, guys, I feared something happened, and it did. And you're going to see it here. Bread Perez, he needs to get some fuel here, and he's like, oh man, I'm not going to make it, and... Oh. Not good. Welcome back to Gauntlet, where I do unfortunately have some pretty bad news. After what you just saw at the pit lane, we have unfortunately lost Bread Perez in his first start. Not what you want to see. Rest in peace, dude. Not the way that should have happened. But, unfortunately, the show does need to go on. They've doubled up Jahan Magazine and the 70 of I'm Afraid You Might Be in a Gang make the field up. I think some of these teams are still doing splash and goes, which is a very big gamble, but they want to be the first off pit road. So I can get it. I get it. You know, I understand. Rest in peace, Bread Perez. And here we go. Lurkus has really opened up a can of worms here with this yellow. We're gonna have to end his life. We're gonna have to execute him here. But we don't know him. We don't see him ever. But anyway, we're green. Hubba Bubba Wallace already pulling out a line, hopefully not out of gas or anything. As the 70 leads them away. They fan out behind there, you see. The 31 is not fast enough to stay up there. Sun. Stacy is in second. She's going to have a big run here. She's one of the only competitive cars left without damage. The 70 slowing. No way. Is he out of gas? Or was that just a big run? That was a huge, huge run, but it's also out of fuel. Stacy, no! Oh my god! Somebody just hit the pit wall, but it sounds like they didn't hit it with the same force as that 67 car. It is still green. The Demon of Oil is leading the way. And the 56 takes the white flag. We will finally get through this race. But who has enough fuel? The 78 of Aggressive. There's the 23, Mr. Sweaty Beast. The 78's looking like he's going to maybe just power right around, and he's going to power just right down the inside. Here comes the 23. Hubba Bubba Wallace, look out for him here. He's in the mix. The 23 is to the inside. Please don't pit. This is coming to the checkered. Hubba Bubba Wallace looking way down to the bottom. He might be pitting, he might not. None of them are pitting. This is it. They all have enough gas, apparently, to make it the entire way. Air and pressure. Look at air and pressure. That's the 97 on pit road changing goddamn tires. Aggressive is going to come to the line and win it here at Gauntlet. Wow. The yellow lights are on for something. I am definitely nervous for that. Hold on. Pace car is out. This race isn't over, is it? We are hearing that the white flag did not come out. And see, they aren't really lined up. Man, we're going to have to look at what happened here. Okay, we're seeing checkered flag here in the race control center. So we'll see what happens here. Checkered flag is waving. Race control, or our control pad, our scoring says otherwise. It says we have another overtime to do. Can we see the flag man? We can't. That's the cockpit of the 23. This race has unfolded into anarchy. And we are finally hearing that this is the end of the race. Aggressive is the race winner. What a disaster. However, the confusion was on our end. So he's going to park it in the grass to celebrate. Interesting strategy. Oh, he's backing it up. Where's he going? Oh, he beached himself. Yikes. Let's take a look at the results here from Gauntlet after what was a disaster of series of events in overtime. Crew chiefs, some of those crew chiefs have never really done splash and goes. They don't really know the fuel for this place. Obviously, the tank being twice as big, that also played a factor into it as well. But we do have quite a show here to see. The 78 and 23, the two best cars, come first and second, and then Hubba Bubba Wallace did a great strategy, unfortunately, with others not being able to make it to pit road safely. Obviously, the 67 being one of them. He was unable to really capitalize on the lead. Of course, Lurkus really threw this race off with that caution coming to what would have been the white flag, I believe it was. So huge there. The 56, the Demon of Oil, great run. Leading at the white flag, that's what you want, right? The 75, Aaron Pressure as well. Another great run for him as well. He was looking for it coming to the line. So that's what you want to see when it comes to that. How about Surfer Jahan Magazine? Top 10 in his first start. The 31 is on a roll right now. You've got the Sickly Dying Man having a great run. You have Tracy Magazine coming in second last week. You've got all top 10 so far for this 31 car. We're up there in the owner's points for sure. Blackjack with a top 10 after what was a disaster of a race. Obviously, the cars that pitted are here now. You've got the 45, 70, the 22, and the 17 being a couple that were really good today, but they ended up coming down pit road. Of course, the 38 as well, one of them. 17 cars, that's it. Wow. That's great. Love to see that. A very expensive day here in the garage for these guys. As you see, averaging 199 miles per hour, including the caution laps, is crazy work. Obviously, if you were to look down the list, it is just constant retires and DNFs, stuff like that. A few mechanical issues, one of them being for the Sickly Dying Man. Then, of course, you got Aiden Clot, Dale Bernhardt Jr. as well. 3 cars that were in contention in one of the overtimes, but the car just gave up coming to one of the restarts, obviously with them going pretty close to 300. That's bound to happen. Obviously, it happened to a few of them. Here today, obviously, a lot of accidents, a lot of devastating accidents as well. But I do want to draw your attention to the 07 car specifically here just for a moment. After that crash, it was not looking good down at the 07 camp. And unfortunately, we have lost Nick Sanchez. He has one of the strongest necks in the game, but it didn't really help because when Austin Hillbilly plowed through the front of that car, the whole front end Dude, the engine was in the driver's seat. He was like smushed back. Not very good. Not what you want to see with the start of the season. 3 races in and 3 fatalities. But we do have more action coming from this track tomorrow. Tune in to Twisted Toe at 7 o'clock for TOECAR Goodies Trash Series action right here at Gauntlet, where it might be a little bit easier in terms of maybe the fuel, because the crew chiefs there are a little bit more experienced than over here. And then, of course, on Friday, it's still unknown which track, but it's either Picks Creek or Rusty's Chicken Farm for Friday at 7 o'clock. Enjoy those, and we will be back next week at a track yet to be determined. And we thank you all for watching this. Rest in peace to Brett Perez and Nick Sanchez. Goodbye. Okay, so I'll just fist myself, I guess. No congratulatory thing. Okay, lovely, awesome.